Jeff Huffman here from the Florida Public Radio Emergency Network. A quick briefing on Tropical Storm Erika. Just please note that this is basically an analysis of the storm. It's not to be used for decision making in regards to storm response. We want to refer to the National Hurricane Center, local weather service offices for that. But I do want to give you a breakdown of what we are seeing in terms of the structure of the storm and the potential outcomes here based on the same forecast that we are receiving from the National Hurricane Center. The satellite data suggests that Erika is still disorganized. Notice thunderstorms on the east and southeast side. They've had trouble persisting near the storm. They've also had trouble wrapping around. The center has been exposed at times, and notice it's wobbling. All right, systems like this that are weak and disorganized can reform. The center can reform sometimes, and if, let's just say, that would happen over here in the coming hours, we would be talking about a whole different ballgame. In fact, here's the island chain, and if Erika ends up south of the islands, we're going to probably be looking at a significant change in the potential forecast for the storm. Several more hurdles to climb on its approach to Florida. This is the Hurricane Hunter data as of in the afternoon hours on Tuesday. 30 to 40 mile an hour winds. We saw a few gusts close to 50. Here's the official forecast track from the Hurricane Center. Not much has changed here. The system is likely to struggle to strengthen all the way through Saturday. Still could have winds of 50 miles an hour, but as it approaches the Bahamas or moves north of Cuba, the environment appears to be more favorable for strengthening, and the forecast data suggests that we could have a potential hurricane approaching South Florida Sunday night and Monday. Model guidance is very much clustered now in South and Southeast Florida. Some of the key players here being the GFS, the European somewhere in between here, and the Canadian. These are two, well, the Canadian's usually not a reliable model, but even it's jumping on board here with a potential landfall somewhere in South or Southeast Florida. Keep in mind that could be just the first landfall. If it happens to make it into the Gulf, there could be a second landfall in the western part of Florida, maybe even the Panhandle. If Erika ends up somewhere down here in the Northern Caribbean, which is one of the plausible outcomes, we're going to have to reevaluate the forecast, needless to say, and that could be good news for the state of Florida. Wanted to draw some quick comparisons. Isaac is the storm that you see here out in the Gulf of Mexico. These are the storms that basically at this time in the calendar year were close to where Erika is now. We call these analogs. I'm not even factoring in the actual environmental conditions. We have very few to choose from. We have Chris, which moved up the east coast of Florida. Many of you remember Floyd back in '99. That also, scared the state and then passed to our east. We also have Dennis. Dennis was a storm that was down in the Gulf of Mexico. It became an open wave. It weakened considerably, and then as it moved across Cuba into South Florida, it strengthened pretty quickly here between Cuba and the Keys, right there in the Florida Straits. We don't have a lot of good data to choose from here because we're not only in a strong El Nino, but within El Nino itself, the weather pattern right now at least is a bit unusual. That could be one of the reasons why we have such a large spread in the models. These are the forecast intensities with time, and you can see that we have anything from a tropical storm to potentially a major hurricane, although these right now I'm going to say are outliers. I think a lot of that data was run based on the idea that Erika would be over water longer east of the Bahamas. This is what I posted early this morning on social media. Potential outcomes, still very possible that the system could dissipate in the Caribbean. Let's hope so, because that would certainly lessen the impact Sunday and Monday in South Florida. But if it survives, it could move into a marginal or favorable environment, marginal being north of Cuba, favorable being near the Bahamas. And from there, we have two potential outcomes: a weaker storm potentially moving through the Straits, a stronger storm potentially sliding up the east coast of Florida. The Hurricane Center track, as you know, is somewhere right in between the two, and I still think that the confidence is low enough that that's very, very plausible in between both of those outcomes. If it moves up A, to the east of Florida, the potential is there for higher impact. If it's B, moving through the Straits and into the Gulf, still some impact for western sides of the state, maybe South Florida, but potentially not as great of an impact as if it were to move up the east side of the state. Lots of time to watch, and a considerable amount of uncertainty still exists, higher than normal uncertainty actually at this stage. So right now is the time to plan and think about what you would do to prepare this weekend, but of course we still have time to react if Erika is a problem for us this weekend. Stay tuned to your local Florida Public radio station for continuing coverage of Tropical Storm Erika.